thank you. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And if you let it go, you have the opportunity to empty those bags and let love in. Let it go and let love in. Renaissance Unity, all is well? And all is in divine order. And we know that we're made in the image and the likeness of God. We are love, made from love, divine love. We are expressions of love. Therefore, we're able to manifest love if we empty out those bags and replace it with love. Real, authentic love. I'm not talking about a romantic love. Today I'm talking about a self-love, a love of self. May we all stand. Just stand and take a deep breath and release it. Now put your hand over your heart. Your heart tends to be on your left side. I saw some people reaching, trying to discover our heart. Now just silently say, I love you. I love you. Now this time when you say it, put your name at the end. For example, I love you, Glenn McIntosh. Let's say that on 3. 1, 2, 3. That's a weak love affair. Let's try it again. Let's make the love affair with yourself stronger. 1, 2, 3. Good. You may be seated. I love you. For better or worse, richer or poor, through success or failure, through thick and thin, through adversity or triumph, through youth or old age. I love you. Now, this is not Whitney Houston talking about a love affair for another person. This is a self-love that starts off the manifestation process. Self-love must be present. And so what if you woke up every morning and told yourself that affirmation, I love you. Looking into that mirror, I love you. Before you take out your cell phone and check your text messages, your calls, your emails, the breaking news, before you wash your face, brush your teeth, or comb your hair. What if you take charge of that divine, dynamic energy flow that's present at all times, ready for us to take charge or not take charge? And so you charge yourself up by saying, I love you. To who? To you. Can we go deeper? Can we go deeper? Yes. See, when we say, I love you, understand that the I in I love you represents the Christ that is in you. The I is the I of the Christ that's always holding the high watch for you, understanding that you are the representation of the I, which is the Christ in you. The Christ sends you out for this human experience, knowing that you're a spiritual being. The I says, I know it's going to be tough on you. I know it's going to be difficult. I know you will face obstacles. I know you'll face challenges. I know you'll have self-esteem issues. I know you'll have self-doubts. But I know that I'll always be present and I'll always love you. And so when times get difficult, they get hard, you don't know which way to turn on the journey, which path to take. The roads are divided. Which way to go? You turn inside to the I and understand that the I is the guiding light. The I is the love that's always present. When others doubt you, don't make room for the doubting, but understand that the I is present. Can we do that this morning? Can we get excited about I love you. And the I is part of the journey with you. The I is holding that high watch for you. And see yourself always as lovable. And so we ask you that question today. Are you lovable? What's your response? Are you lovable? Are you lovable? Convince me that you're lovable. Hug yourself. Come on, Michael, hug yourself. But to know that the I is present and the I is watching over you, it should always lead you to sense that I'm lovable and God is present. Wake up every morning telling yourself, I love you, as opposed to waking up with a lingering hangover, headache, or heartache from some experience from yesterday or yesteryear that's in your mind, and you have this hangover. Anybody here ever had a hangover? Raise your hand if you ever had a hangover. Okay, we'll be starting the AA classes tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Leah, take down names. But many of us wake up with a lingering hangover, a headache, or a heartbreak. Good morning, heartache. Good morning, heartbreak. Here we go again. Here we go again, another day. Another moment together. Here we are, once again, traveling down the path of life together. See, the choice is yours. Either good morning, I love you, or good morning, heartache and heartbreak. The choice is yours. But I think we need a breakaway, a breakthrough, a step away, a separation from anything that causes us to move away from our spiritual, emotional, vibrational force that will allow us to experience powerful, powerful senses of love. How do we do that? How do we do that? How do we move to that point where we say, we're not waking up ever again saying, good morning, heartache, good morning, heartbreak, with a lingering hangover from yesterday and yesteryears. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Something that just keeps lingering on, appearing, showing up in your life. And it's held on to you too long. The relationship has gone on too long. Do you love that? No. So let it go. Empty out your bag. But we must be mindful of the ever-present opportunity to expand into the overflow, into the abundance of faith, hope, love, joy, peace, prosperity, and quality relationships that we deserve, that we're destined for. My cell phone carrier, Sprint, now AT&T, T-Mobile, they keep selling my contract. But they continuously keep sending me text messages and emails saying you're eligible for an upgrade. Anybody get those messages? You're eligible for an upgrade. How many of us will accept the power and the opportunity, eligibility to upgrade our life, to upgrade our thoughts, to upgrade our value system, to upgrade our vision, and to upgrade our experiences? How many people in here want an upgrade? If you're being honest with yourself, we all want an upgrade. And that's why we come to Renaissance Unity, because we want an upgrade from where we are right now. Nobody wants to downgrade, right? Nobody wants to downgrade. Everybody wants to upgrade. So let's say, I'm ready to upgrade. I'm ready to upgrade. And you have the power to upgrade through mindfulness manifestation. Mindfulness manifestation. The process. Can we slowly say that together? Mindfulness manifestation. Mindfulness manifestation. Mindfulness manifestation. Now let's separate the parts of that world. Mindfulness. Mindfulness. What is your mind full of? What is your mind full of? And then the question, is it necessary? Mine is full of what? Is it necessary? The evaluation of the time you spend worrying and wandering should be evaluated on whether it's necessary. All the worrying in place. And we should be doing the work of moving forward. Here's a lesson in truth. Watch your mind and watch your mouth. Watch your mind and watch your mouth. Anybody heard that before? I know you heard that second one. Watch your mouth. You better watch your mouth. You better watch what you say. That's what we have to do. Watch our mind and watch our mouth. What things are we thinking? What words are being expressed? What are we communicating with the words that we release from our mouth? Mindfulness is demonstrated by what we release into the world. You have the power to have the high watch or the low watch of your life unfold. It's going to unfold, but you can watch from a high place or a low place. That's your choice. Have you ever heard this saying? Either you're in a storm, just coming out of a storm, or going into a storm. Anybody ever heard that? Either you're moving in a storm, coming out of a storm, going into a storm. It's like saying, Reverend Glenn, I'm faced with a closed Red Sea. A closed Red Sea. I see all my problems chasing me down. They're wearing me down. They're tiring me out. I feel worn out, torn apart. Anybody ever felt that way? Every time I try to get away, to release and let go, my problems seem to just keep holding on. But there's a revelation that we're supposed to reveal this morning because God said we were created to have power, dominion, and authority over all things on earth. So our problems are not supposed to have us. We are supposed to handle our problems. Big difference. A reversal of the equation. Our problems are not supposed to have us. We're supposed to handle our problems. Handle our problems as opportunities to manifest something better. I love the story of Moses and the Israelites at the Red Sea. You remember the Israelites were enslaved, in bondage in Egypt, under the rule of Pharaoh. Remember that? And Moses went to the Pharaoh. And what did he say? Let my people go. Let my people go. And then he conspired with God. And there were plagues on Egypt, plagues on Pharaoh. Even he lost his son to death. And so finally, Pharaoh was broken and he let them go. And so they quickly began to pack up and leave Egypt for the promised land. Moses led them through the desert. Remember that desert experience? Thousands of people moving out of Egypt, headed to the promised land. And then what happened? Bam! They ended up at the Red Sea and didn't know where to go from there. A full body of water. Nowhere to go. But at this time, Pharaoh's heart had hardened. And so he sent his men in chariots to get them. I want them back. Go get them. And so there they are, Moses and the Israelites at the Red Sea. Nowhere to go. Moses at this time entering a place of doubt, a dark place. And so listen up. This is the teachable moment. Moses was scared. Moses was trying to figure out how to make the divine happen through a natural force, the human mind. And it wouldn't happen. He's frustrated. And people, as they do, once they realize this thing ain't happening, it's not going down the way we thought. What did they do? They start complaining, moaning and groaning. We knew he didn't know what he was doing. Now he done led us to a dead end at the Red Sea. That's what we do. We do, don't we? Somebody say, okay, come on the journey with me. And we don't expect there could be some bumps and bruises along the way, some dead ends that we have to re-navigate around. But here's the teachable moment. Moses, in that position of stress, duress, and distress, cries out to God. In Exodus 14, we see Moses scared and frustrated under the doubt of the people. Moses says, "Oh Lord, I have nowhere to go. I need your help." And the Lord says to Moses, "Why are you crying to me? Tell the Israelites to move on." Now, before you get irritated with God with such a seemingly flip response, I mean, gee whiz. They've traveled this distance under the auspices of we're going to the promised land. They're at this body of water called the Red Sea, and nothing's happening. And God says, "Why are you crying to me? Tell the Israelites to move on." Who are the Israelites? We are. We're the Israelites, ready to go into another promised land. God is saying, I built you for these situations. You should know by now, through all your trials and tribulations before this time, that my grace is sufficient to get you through the Red Sea. My grace provides you the power to manifest beyond perceived barriers. My grace only requires your absolute faith. Who in here has faith? That's everybody. Everybody. So move on. Move on. Can we just say move on? Can you just say it's time for me to move on and manifest more, better, greater? See, please understand, the Red Sea represents the accumulation of all the things that we've seen, we've heard, and now they become thoughts swirling in our mind constantly. The things that say, you can't do it. You won't do it. You're too old. You don't have the resources. You're divorced. You're a widow. You can't do it. And so what we have to do is go through the water and let those thoughts that are inconsistent with who we want to be, the things that we want to have, the places we want to go, we have to flush them out. Flush them out of our system. Drown them out of our system. Flush them out. Drown them out. And only keep the things, the thoughts that are consistent with who we want to emerge as. So the question is, who do you want to be? With unlimited possibilities, who do you vision yourself to be? There used to be this show called The Young and the Restless. Anybody ever heard of The Young and the Restless? Somebody say yes. The Young and the Restless. But we all have a restless nature about us. All of us have this restless spirit. And this spirit won't allow us to be content, to be okay, to be stagnant. This restlessness is divine intervention. This restlessness is God, the Christ Spirit, saying it's time to move on from where you are. In other words, you're better than this. You're better than this. And if you really want more, you can have more. I spent a lifetime manifesting everything that I have now. Everything. Happiness, joy, peace, love, everything. Relationships, everything. And you got to move towards it. I remember when I thought about the next house I wanted, I used to drive down the shoreline of Grosse Pointe every time I got a chance. And I used to see the big houses and just visualize myself and Leah cooking me dinner. A 5-course meal, Leah. But it happened. Everything you want. It's not just us getting caught up in the material things. It's the spiritual things, the feelings, the emotions that we want to feel every day. I love you. Being able to wake up every morning and look in the mirror and say, I know what you've been through, but baby, you're still here, and I love you for it. That's where we want to be. That's where I want to take us. You look at that Red Sea that's in your life. I don't know what it is for you. I know some of the challenges I've had in life. Some things I thought were insurmountable. But really, what it was God just telling me, wake up. Wake up, Lazarus. You're just dreaming. Wake up. Get up. Come out. Come out. There's greatness within you. I don't know what's bothering you, what's haunting you. Maybe you're still dealing with the unexpected, the unanticipated, the uninvited thing that happened to you. Maybe it was embarrassing, humiliating, debilitating, heartbreaking, heart aching. But did you really get over it? Did you really release it? It's time to release and let it go. It's that thing that you won't talk about. It's that thing that you pretend you made it through it, but it lingers on. It's that thing that has you over and under eating, over drinking, over sexing, over drugging, watching television way too much, over surfing the internet, over texting. It's that thing. See, there's a green light at that Red Sea. And it's saying, if you move forward, the way will be parted. I'll flush out, cleanse out everything inconsistent from you being the person that has power, dominion, and authority over all things, all spaces, all places. This morning, don't get to that intersection of life, that Red Sea, and put your vehicle, your body, in park. Don't put it in neutral. Don't put it in reverse. Put it in manifestation drive. Put it right there in that position and move forward. Manifestation requires the motive and the movement forward. The motive and the movement forward. That powerful manifestation path. Colossians 3:2 says, set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. Maybe those earthly things have consumed you to the point where you're frustrated. Funny thing about it, things that we sought at age 10, age 20, age 30, age 40. As you go up that age scale, you realize those things weren't so important, so valuable. It's all an illusion. That's all it was. So we began to mindfully manifest the life that we want, focusing our attention intentionally, exclusively on the things that we want. Flush away, move away, turn away from anything inconsistent with who you want to show up as, what you want to have, where you want to go on this day. Empty your bags. Bag lady, bag man. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. You're not poor. You're not depressed. You're not sick. You're not afraid. All you have been doing is manifesting from the position of not being in the position to drive through your Red Sea. Be conscious. Consciously manifest and consciously say the words. Whenever you say those words, I'm poor, I'm sick, I'm depressed, the universe responds and says, well, I'll give you more of that. Because that's what you're asking for. That's what you're putting into the universe. And so we reverse that trend of putting out those casual words that enter into every conversation. And we move towards being intentional with our words. I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. I'm filled with the powerful spirit that allows me to manifest the relationships, the love, and anything else my heart desires. I just want to remind you, tomorrow when you wake up, tell yourself, I love you no matter what you've been through. Position yourself in the manifestation drive position. Whatever it takes to create new. Create a hobby for yourself. Register for a class. Join one of our church committees, but do something out of the ordinary to break the pattern. Have a new attitude about yourself, knowing that you come from love, that you are love, and that you're lovable. Will you do that every morning? Please do. It makes all the difference in the world. Can we do an affirmation this morning? Repeat after me. I agree to live in agreement with the truth that I am powerful. I have power, dominion, and authority over all things. So I mind my mind for the good, and I move forward. I will always love myself. Amen. Renaissance Unity, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Elevate yourself to the point of knowing, indeed, without question, that you're lovable and you love yourself. And you'll watch the doors open up for you on everything that you vision and that you want to manifest in your life. And that comes with a guarantee from Reverend Glenn. Thanks for having me this morning. God bless you.